Getting you guys ready for the All-SEC Sugar Bowl final. We'll talk with some of the starters for Ole Miss and Georgia. Locked On SEC starts right now.
You are Locked On SEC, your daily podcast on the Southeastern Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into Locked On SEC. It's great to have you guys along. I'm Chris Gordy. Thanks for making Locked On SEC your first listen every day. Shout out to our everydayers. We are part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. And today's episode brought to you by FanDuel. Before tip-off, check the FanDuel app and see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour. That's every Friday from 6 to 7:30 Eastern at FanDuel.com. All right, we're going to dive into it as we're getting you set for the Sugar Bowl happening here in New Orleans, and it is the SEC versus SEC rematch between Ole Miss and Georgia. Of course, we're also set to get Alabama and Indiana. We updated you guys with the latest injury report that came out Monday evening with kind of who's in, who's out, and kind of the general takeaways. What we heard, Dae'Quan Wright and Kewan Lacey both listed as probable for Ole Miss. So it sounds like both those guys are going to be goes. And of course, for Georgia, their center, Drew Bobo, is going to be likely to be out. And so that's kind of where the health goes. And for Alabama, no big changes there. Jamarian Latham, who we knew was already going to be out. So, that's kind of the gist of where we are, getting you guys ready for these big semifinal playoff games, and certainly a lot on the line. But without further ado, figured we'd bring you some of our interviews that we were able to catch up with several of the players on both the Ole Miss and Georgia side, and figured we'd start with the Georgia side first. Here was a couple of minutes we were able to catch up with Georgia quarterback Gunner Stockton. Where do you feel like you've improved most in your game this year?
I felt like I've grown a lot just this whole season, just managing situations and being able to have some experiences with the games and handling my emotions and just being able to go through a whole season and build some confidence is a big part.
I feel like you're so underrated as a runner. It feels like when you get in the red zone, as good of the running backs that you guys have and different weapons, but it feels like you're able to take off and use your legs so much. Is that something you think about? Okay, if it's not there, I'm going to take off and run, or is it just impromptu and just happens in the game?
Yeah, it just kind of reacts and just expect good things to happen, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, whatever. At the end of the day, if it's next play, you just got to go execute and do your job.
You also have to be a little bit careful and protecting yourself, though, right? Because you've taken some hits this year.
Yeah, that's part of it, though. It's part of the game, and that's part of it.
Talk about this arsenal that you guys have. I mean, it feels like this offense, Coach Bobo does a great job. Do you feel like he doesn't get enough credit as a play caller, as an OC, when you talk about some of the best in the country?
I mean, yeah. I think he's the best in the country. But at the end of the day, he knows everybody in the building loves him. And, that's all that matters. And, he's a great coach. He definitely gets the best out of everybody, and everybody wants to play their best for him.
We heard, obviously, there were some videos that leaked on social media of Coach Smart getting after it with you guys in practice, and that kind of was made public. But everything we've heard from a lot of the offensive guys has said, man, this defense has really stepped it up, not just on the field in the games, but at practice. Have you seen that at practice these last couple of weeks, that they've really kind of amped up what they're doing?
Yeah, just going against them every day in practice, they're tough, and it definitely makes everybody better going against them.
Gunner, thanks for the time, man.
Okay, thank you.
In addition to Gunner, we're able to catch up with one of his big weapons in the backfield. That is running back Nate Frazier, who's had a great season there for the Bulldogs. Here was us with Nate Frazier. Our pleasure now to be joined by Nate Frazier, running back for the Georgia Bulldogs. And, man, whirlwind season for you guys. What's this been like so far?
It's been great, man. We've been taking it day by day, step by step, trying to make us a better team. So I feel like we have been doing successful, but there's always room for improvement. So we're just trying to take it day by day and improve.
Obviously, this is the dream before the season starts. You guys want to win the SEC. You want to get to the playoff. But I still kind of feel like it's got to be a little surreal, right? You got to pinch yourself waking up in New Orleans, get ready for the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, most definitely, man. If I feel like most definitely for me, it's just the season has been went by so fast.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to know, like, everything we done last year, we're back doing the same thing and back in the same bowl game. So it's like, it's crazy. Like, I'm already about to, finish my sophomore year of football. I just feel like it's been going so fast, so it's most definitely been surreal for sure.
It's got to be cool. At least you guys kind of know this hotel. You know everything already.
Yeah, literally, exactly, literally.
Talk a little bit about this running back room this year. Obviously, you've carried a big part of it, but it's always been Georgia. It's always been kind of feels like running back by committee with Kirby. It feels like though some of you guys, you got to have that unselfish attitude, and whoever's might be your day one day, might be somebody else's day the next day. But talk about the camaraderie in that running back room.
No, most definitely. It's not just all me at all. It's the coaches. It's Coach Smart. It's Coach Bobo. It's us as a room pushing each other, to our furthest limit to try to be the greatest we possibly can be. So, we have a great running back room. We got a lot of weapons. We're coachable. We're willing to work hard, put in the effort, and do what was willing to take to be the best we possibly can be as a group and for each other.
Feels like Gunner matured so much this year, and that leadership that he's really provided you guys. But man, he's such a weapon sometimes. So many times you guys make a trip to the red zone, and Gunner just shows he can take off and run with his legs. What have you seen from him and his play and his leadership this year?
Gunner takes everything seriously. He's intentional with everything. He's intentional with all the little things, and that's something that you can't find in a lot of people. So it's never a time in practice or a moment if it has something to do with football and helping this team be a better team. He's not serious about it. He's intentional with everything. So Gunner has been a great player. He's a weapon. He can do a lot of things. Like you say, he can run the ball. He can throw the ball. He's very smart. He's an extremely hard worker, and I'm just glad to have him as our quarterback.
What are you seeing from the defense? Seems like, man, they've been getting nastier and nastier as the season's been winding down, and looking more like that Georgia defense we've come to know so much throughout the years.
No, for sure. I go against them every single day. So when I see the things that they do on Saturdays, and the games that we have, is not surprising to me, because in practice I was like, oh my gosh, I just can't find a way to get positive yards against these dudes. But no, most definitely they're well-connected defense. They got chemistry with each other, and they work hard, they strain, and they make us better every single day.
Who gives you the most fits at practice?
Really, that's crazy. I would say everybody. They're all over the place, D-line, safeties, linebackers, corners, they're all over the place.
Talk with Nate Frazier. For you, man, obviously you got a taste last year, but this year, did you just feel more comfortable in there going against SEC competition and knowing what to expect week in and week out?
No, most definitely. I can say with a little bit more experience in playing in more SEC games, it's more relaxing, because, as a freshman, you're just like, I got to be perfect. I got to get everything right. But now, as you grow up, everything's not going to be perfect. You just got to worry about the next play and what you can do to fix what happened before the play and try to win the game.
How much does it help playing a team in the playoff that you've already seen this year? Obviously, Ole Miss, it's maybe a little bit different with Lane Kiffin gone, but obviously all the same offense and that sort of stuff. Does it help kind of having done a lot of that film study already?
Not necessarily. It doesn't really help anything, because any team can come out and pull out a whole different playbook. Ole Miss is a great team, like I said before. They have weapons, and they can call a play that we never seen, or call a stun on our defense that we've never seen before. So it kind of really doesn't help nothing. You still got to, go try to strategize and go through practice and give 110%, because you never know what they can come out with, man.
When you get this far, and obviously you guys saw it last year, you're playing more games than you've ever played with the multiple rounds of playoffs and all that, but did you have to do some certain things to take care of your body this year to make sure you're fresh come postseason?
Oh, no, for sure, most definitely. No matter if you're injured or not injured, or you're banged up or not, you need to make sure you stand in the training room, because you want to make sure your body feel the best way when it comes towards game day, for sure.
When you look back, obviously the season's not over yet, but do you have a favorite moment or memory so far from this year?
I'd probably just say, winning back-to-back SEC championships with my brothers. I feel like the SEC conference is one of the hardest conferences in the country, for sure. So to be able to go and win that back-to-back, that's something that's not easy to do.
Yeah, I mean that's for all the talk of, do the conference championships matter and all that. It looked like it mattered to you guys. That's to win this conference is pretty hard.
For sure.
Last thing, when Nate Frazier's not playing football, what are you doing?
I'm just probably relaxing, listening to music, probably playing a little bit of Fortnite, or talking to my loved ones. Just chilling, relaxing, because you rarely get time to do that in Georgia. So I just try to chill and relax. For sure.
What's on the pregame playlist?
I just shuffle all type of music. If I'm being honest, it's just the whole.
Are you is something to hype you up, or you want to kind of mellow out?
It's whatever I tap on shuffle and whatever plays. If I like it and I'm in that type of mood, I just listen to it.
I love it. Yeah. Nate, best of luck, man. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you so much.
All right, when we return here on Locked On SEC, we'll bring you some more of our interviews with Georgia and Ole Miss players. Thank you guys for making Locked On SEC, your first listen every day. Hey, first, guys, Fridays always feel different during basketball season, and FanDuel, they are making them even better. Every Friday night before games tip off, FanDuel is going to give fans a new way to kick off the weekend with NBA Happy Hour. NBA Happy Hour is your official pregame, a limited time window where special offers drop right inside the FanDuel app before the action starts. Fridays from 6 to 7:30 Eastern have become appointment viewing with the NBA Happy Hour. You open the FanDuel app during Happy Hour, always going to bring something new, some boosts, bonuses, and surprises. It is easy to check the weekly special before tip-off and make a move before the window closes. It adds extra energy to those Friday night basketball games without having to overthink it. So before tip-off, check the FanDuel app, see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 Eastern. A little basketball, a little action, a whole lot of Friday energy. That's the NBA Happy Hour, only on FanDuel, the official sports book partner of the NBA. All right, guys, diving back into it, I want to thank you for making Locked On SEC your first listen of the day, and thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. Hey, you already live your team every day. Now you can take it up a level and go ad-free. Join the Everydayer Club today and get Locked On SEC with no interruptions, members-only Discord access, and more, all for just $5 a month or $50 a year. Go to lockedonsec.supercast.com or check the link in the show notes to learn more. All right, bringing you some more of our interviews from Media Day between Georgia and Ole Miss, the All-SEC playoff quarterfinal, and talked with Gunner Stockton, talked with Nate Frazier. How about Dillon Bell, the wide receiver for the Georgia Bulldogs? Been there a while doing it, and here was some of our conversation with Dillon Bell. Pleasure now to catch up with Georgia wide receiver Dillon Bell, and man, a long season for you guys. What's this journey been like for you so far?
It's definitely been a lot of trials and tribulations, I'd say. We didn't start off as perfect as we wanted to, but after a couple of games, we got together, regrouped, and all on the same page now on both sides of the ball. So we're playing complementary football right now.
Yeah, it's been this amalgamation of a season of ups and downs, but really these last couple of weeks, it feels like you guys have been playing your best football. Does it feel like that to you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Our practices have been getting better. I feel like we're not a team that's going to get comfortable. We're always striving to be better than what we were the week before.
What have you seen from Gunner this year? It seems like he's gotten better as the year's gone along, and just being that leader that is going to run the offense and execute it.
I just see a leader who's been very resilient. I see somebody who's leading the offense in practice. It starts at practice, and him getting us under control, making sure we all know our assignments. Just seeing him every day at practice, I just know that from week 1 to now, he's getting more comfortable, and it's dangerous when you see a comfortable Gunner Stockton.
Feels like, too, you guys have had so many big explosive plays this year. Has it been a focus at practice, or is it just kind of come in games with what the defense is allowing?
That's always a focus to be one of the most explosive football teams here in college football. What offense don't want to be explosive? Like how you gonna score the ball? You're not gonna win games if you don't have explosives. So having explosives is definitely something that any team should want to be, and I feel like that's one of our main goals is to run the ball and be explosive.
Which DB gives you the most headaches at practice?
All of them are good, all of them get me better every day, so yeah, really all of them, they really all are very good. It's elite versus elite every day, one-on-ones, it don't matter, so every day we get each other better.
Looks like this defense is really starting to hit its stride the last couple of games too. What have you seen out of them on the field?
It feels great, seeing them, the type of crazy practices that they be having. You hear Coach Smart on the microphone yelling at the defense, and you just see it just depends on the type of opponent that we play and what they do. And you will see, say they run a whole bunch of fastballs, you see them go through death over there, dang near trying to, condition for it and all that. So they definitely work hard for everything that they're doing. I'm proud to see everything clicking.
Talk about Coach Smart yelling. Some of that made its way to social media. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, it probably did, yeah.
It's got to be so fun to wake up and get ready for Sugar Bowl, a place you guys were here just a year ago, but obviously didn't play your best that game. I got to think, a little bit of that mindset of, all right, we got to play a little bit different this year than we did a year ago in this same spot.
Yeah, I feel like We definitely have a different mindset than from last year. First off, we took a whole different approach than we did last year, with the time off and everything like that. So the different approach that Coach Smart took this year versus last year is definitely going to help us with the outcome that we get for this game. We all had different mindsets. We all are more locked in. It was definitely a different team than last year. And like Coach Smart says, leaders lead. And I feel like we're a great player-led team.
When you prepare for a team you've already played for this year, I mean, I guess a lot of the film work's already done. There's got to be some benefits to going up against the team you've already seen this year, right?
You still got to watch the film no matter what, Focus on, the smart things you probably didn't pick up from last time, because you can always get better. It's going to be about execution and the execution in the plays, They're explosive offense as well, just as us, and they have a great defense just like we do. So it's all about executing those small details, like Coach Smart says. There's interest everywhere on the field.
Talking with Dillon Bell, what's the thing you improved most on your game throughout this season, in your opinion?
I still feel like I'm still improving. I still feel like I haven't even reached what I'm capable of. But I'm just trying to be the most versatile player in the country. I'm just trying to show that I can run the ball and catch the ball and make plays. I'm just trying to be a big playmaker.
Yeah, it's that speed, that sideline to sideline speed seems to be. It feels like where you can really shine out there on the field. Last thing. Big game like this, I'm sure you're getting. How much family and friends are coming down to see you?
I got like 12 people coming. Yeah, I got a lot. Since Houston is right up the street, they can. I think they drive like maybe 5 hours or 4 to 5 hours, and a lot of them want to make that drive. Some, like my mom, she's probably gonna fly because she probably don't want to drive. But yeah, so got a lot of people in Houston that want to come to the game, so I made sure it happened so they could support me and my brother.
Dillon, thanks so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, switching over to the Ole Miss side, we had a great interview with Dae'Quan Wright, big-time tight end for the Rebels. It always seems to come up big for them in big spots. Here was our conversation with Ole Miss tight end Dae'Quan Wright. Catching up here with Ole Miss tight end Dae'Quan Wright. Man, what a season it's been for you guys. Is it you wake up in the morning, kind of pinch yourself and kind of can't believe you're here, or was this kind of, hey, this was the expectation all along?
It's definitely the expectation, but it's still like I just can't believe it. Like, a lot of people don't get here, and it's just what a kid dreams of. So, it's definitely been great, great experience. It's been fun, a long journey, and hey, we can't stop right here.
How cool was that to see a home playoff game at Ole Miss last week? Sold out crowd, that place was rocking.
Yeah, it was good. Like, just hearing about, the past and stuff, like how it just never happened there. And it was a great atmosphere. It was loud, definitely electric. The most people that have attended the game. It was just so fun, just playing in that and being a part of that for sure.
Talk about this season for you. I feel like every big third down, fourth down, when this team needed it, there's Dae'Quan Wright catching the ball.
Man, it's just being in the right place at the right time. Just doing your job, and when your number's called, you gotta make that play. That's what you play this game for, to make that play. So when it come my way, I'm gonna make that play.
Obviously, you guys put in a lot of work in the offseason with all the quarterbacks. How much of a transition was it for you when it went from Austin to Trinidad, or was there no real big transition?
Yeah, like just the way, Trinidad stepped up when Austin went down, it definitely wasn't a transition for real. Like, it's just like he just stepped in, he filled that leadership role, and we just kept rolling. Like, we didn't have to change nothing, do nothing spectacular, nothing different. It would just stay the same, and he's been balling.
The day y'all got the news a coaching change was going to happen, it feels like sticking with Coach Pete kind of keeps this train on the tracks and keeps everything going. Has there been a lot of change there, or is it kind of just business as usual?
Yeah, it's definitely business as usual. He's trying to keep everything the same. He didn't want to change too much, just have too many, moving parts and stuff like that. So it's been great with Pete, man. The guys, it's been great to have him. It was a tough, little stretch or whatever, but everything, got back on track pretty fast. And, we still stayed together, we connected, and we're here.
Coach Weiss sticking around, a lot of the offensive assistants sticking around. I got to think was probably no changes in the coaching room, right, when you talk about game plan.
Yeah, that was the best thing, to happen to us, just to have our offensive coaches back. I'm glad, LSU and Kiffin, agreed to let them come back and coach us, and we feel pretty strong, about this now.
When you guys talk about prepping for a Georgia team that you saw already, I got to think it's a little bit easier from the standpoint of a lot of the film work's already done, right? You've seen these guys before.
Yeah, I think we just, it all comes down, like just being like the more physical team for real. We're gonna play football. We're gonna have our plays, they're gonna have their plays. It just all come out who's gonna be the more physical team and who wants it more.
It's going to be a lot of fun in the Superdome. Sugar Bowl, obviously a historic place, historic venue, and Ole Miss always travels well down here. I got to think a lot of family and friends probably hitting you up going, hey, we got to be in the building that night.
Yes, I have. It's the Dome, man. You know, I ain't never played in the Dome. I know my family want to come see me play in the Dome, so yeah, it's going to be definitely a fun night, man. I can't wait.
Do you have a favorite moment from the season so far when you look back?
I would say definitely LSU game, the last play of the game. Well, it was like a big 4th down.
Yeah.
And when Trent hit me, and when I sat down on him, that was definitely, you know, like the biggest moment. Definitely like an unselfish situation. So I think that was like the, you know, the best moment for me.
How do you get so open in those big moments?
I don't know. I think it's the play calling, man. I think they just say you know, the best play for the right time, and it always works.
Dae'Quan, thanks for the time. I really
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it. All right, still more to come here on Locked On SEC, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, covering your team every day. Hey guys, there's nothing like college football season. The tailgates, the packed stadiums, being right in the middle of it all, the energy, the bands, the moments you remember forever. But actually getting tickets, that part used to be frustrating with long lines, logins, prices jumping at checkout. That's why Game Time gives the advantage back to the fans. It's the easiest way to unlock amazing college football tickets and experiences in just a few taps. You open the Game Time app, you look at the upcoming college football games, you're going to be surprised at how fast it is to find great seats. The app is incredibly easy to use. You go from browsing to buying tickets in just minutes, and you're going to love how you're going to be able to see the view from your seat before you buy, so you know exactly what you're getting. Go take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use our code LOCKEDONCollege. Get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's Locked On College for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. It is game time. All right, continue on here, guys, on Locked On SEC, recapping the Sugar Bowl Media Day between Georgia and Ole Miss. Brought you some interviews already from some Georgia players. Caught up with Dae'Quan Wright from the Ole Miss Rebels. How about the wide receiver, Cayden Lee? It's a pleasure catching up with him for a couple minutes. Here was Ole Miss wide receiver Cayden Lee. Catching up here with Ole Miss wide receiver Cayden Lee. And, man, it's been a while since we talked with you at SEC Media Days over the summer. I remember you kind of...
come a long way since then, huh?
You have, yeah. And I remember kind of saying, like, you kind of intimated, like, yeah, maybe people aren't giving us enough credit this year. How was this journey this year and kind of exceeding what a lot of people thought expectations were for this team?
You know, it's been great just to see the guys that have all just come in and meshed really good together. I feel like from the very first time that we got on the field together, our mission was to go 1-0, and we've done that so far, and we're going to continue to do that.
It was fascinating watching you guys because it you know, obviously at Media Days, it's Austin is there, and then the transition to Trinidad, and he just seemed, I mean, it was like he'd been running this offense for years. What was it about him and his leadership that really just helped elevate you guys? You
know, he's just very poised. He handled the situation exactly how we thought he was. He's the player that we always knew he could be, and he's just doing a really good job just leading us, and we have all the faith in the world in him.
Talk to me about, obviously, the day that, you know, all the news breaks, coaching change happens. It seemed like you guys really, I mean, it was rally the troops around Coach Golding and the rest of the staff. Is that kind of what the vibe was?
Yeah, the vibe was just really just to keep the main thing control. We control, not let any of the external factors just get to us, and really just go 1-0, because at the end of the day, it's the players that are on the field, so that's what we have to focus on.
How cool was that having, I mean, obviously you guys have had a home field advantage all year, but being able to play a home playoff game in front of that home crowd, it just seemed like, I mean, everybody you talked to said, Ole Miss ain't losing this game.
Yeah, that was definitely pretty cool, man, just to see what it did for the community, everybody that just rallied around. They absolutely packed it out. Appreciate all the fans that came out, and hopefully we're going to get a good turnout in a couple of days.
Yeah, it's crazy when you talk about the Sugar Bowl. I mean, it's not that far, you know, drive down from Oxford, and you know, Georgia was here last year. It seems like Ole Miss is going to have a really, really great contingent of fans here. That said, rematch against a team you've played before.
Yes, sir.
I guess it's kind of got to be an advantage there because you guys have already done a lot of film study on this team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we didn't finish them the way we wanted to the first game, but hopefully, you know, we're going to trust on our coaches and lean on each other and finish this one out the right way.
Well, talk about this receiver room, because I mean, we knew it before the season, just a super talented room, and it just feels like you kind of almost have to have that team mentality where, look, you know, if my, you know, guy to my left is having a bigger day for me, great, because it really is, there's only one football to be spread around, but there's so much talent in that room.
Yeah, I feel like everybody in the receiver room has really done a good job about that, but I feel like it makes it hard for defenses to cover one of us. If they want to double team one of us, someone's always going to be open, and that's shown pretty much throughout the entire year, so we're just really really blessed and proud of the way that we've been able to handle that situation.
Has there been any change in how the offense has flowed? And I mean, obviously, you have to keep it Coach Weiss and a lot of the consistency there. But was there any change you noticed, or was it kind of just business as usual?
I feel like we've just been trying to go business as usual, and then whatever it takes to go 1-0 has been our mindset.
Talk about just getting to be here. Obviously, family and friends, I'm sure, are super excited.
Yeah.
How much of your family's coming down for the game?
I have a lot of people coming. I think I have like 12 people coming, mom, brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, some people I don't even know, just friends of friends. But I'm really excited, everybody that's coming out to support us and support Ole Miss, and we're really excited for the opportunity.
Obviously, the season isn't over yet, but when you look back at the games you guys have played, is there a favorite moment or memory that you've had so far?
Now, I don't know if I can say this, but I'll just say beating all the people that we lost to last year.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that, for me personally, that was big for us.
Well, revenge best served. Will it happen again? We'll see. Cayden Lee, thanks so much for the time.
Sir,
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Locked On SEC. We'll have a couple more player interviews for you tomorrow, including our conversation with Charlie Weiss Jr., new LSU OC, who is still serving as the Ole Miss OC throughout the playoff quarterfinal. Thank you for making Locked On SEC your first listen every day. Remember to subscribe to get all the latest episodes. And hey, did Locked On SEC make your Spotify wrap? Prove it on social media to secure a free month of our brand new Everydayer Club. Just tag our national Locked On Podcast Network account on any social platform, and we'll drop you a code. Be one of the first to join the Everydayer Club to get your favorite show ad-free and exclusive access to the members-only Discord channel. For those of you on video, we send you the first ever 24/7 national Locked On Podcast Network YouTube channel. On audio, make sure you make your second listen to Locked On College Football. I'm Chris Gordy. This has been Locked On SEC. We'll talk to you guys